Fair
Where do I
enough.
go?
What I'm gonna do is so it's setting up. As soon as it sets up, I'm gonna copy the link into the page. We're technically live right now on YouTube. So, all right, bro. Yeah, we're on YouTube right now.
Oh, here we are, man. Long way to go. Long way coming. Here we are. Good to be here.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Live
see
on YouTube. All right, cool.
Yes, sir. You already put a. I don't think I put something on a page. Or actually, I might have, but I shared it on my page as well, on my account, like on my normal account. So people probably seen it,
All right.
The link for today and shit.
Yes, sir. All right. Let me just refresh the page real quick. Let me refresh the Facebook. Let me refresh the Facebook page. I'm gonna post in the group. All right. Just taking a minute. Fetching preview. All right.
Damn, bro, feels good being here, man.
All right. I'm hitting post.
Made it.
All right. Let me test it out real quick. Make sure it's good to go. I just want to test it on Facebook real quick. So we are live right now. So we'll get to the intros in a second, guys. For anybody who's watching. Oh yeah. Just want to let me test it. Yes, sir. We're on. We're on, bro. Okay. All right, guys. Let me take down this brightness real quick because I know y'all don't want to see that. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast. This is episode 9, and welcome back on this November 5th, this crisp, chilly night on November 5th. I'm Steve, one half of the Locked In Podcast, and I'm joined alongside me, as always, with the GOAT himself. What's going on, George?
GMAC88, George. What's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Good to be back here and good to be on YouTube for like the first official time,
Yeah, I'm doing good, bro. And I'm excited for this one because number one, it's been 2 weeks coming, and even when we did it 2 weeks ago, it was kind of, we had some issues with, there was something going on with Facebook that night. A lot of other podcasts were dealing with it, so we had to not go live that time. Unfortunately, we had to pre-record it, which is never as fun because we can't interact with you guys. So it's a long time coming. We're excited for this topic. Tonight's topic, if any of you guys saw my promo earlier, it's going to be how to live a very, very quality life as a man, how to reach your full potential, and pretty much how to live a fulfilling and, I guess you could say, passionate life. Me and George are going to go through some rules that we've written down over the years, and then as well as, maybe some tips and resources that you guys can use. I know for some of the things I'm going to talk about, I'll have some resources. I'll include them in the description below of the video at the end. I'll put some links in the description. And as always, guys, if you guys like what you're saying, hit that like button and tell your friends to subscribe to us on Facebook. This is on the YouTube page right now. It's obviously just on my personal page. We don't have a Locked In Podcast YouTube page yet. We'll have that up soon.
We'll be up soon. Yep.
I'm excited for this one, man. I'm excited for our first time on YouTube, which is awesome. We didn't want to play those games with Facebook, so this time we're like, we'll just go right to YouTube. So,
yeah, bro, it's been a rough couple of days because of the whole Facebook thing, and I guess there's a lot going on. Probably because they're taking long. Some people think it might be the elections, but something with Facebook's taking long, so it was a perfect opportunity to go to YouTube and to switch to YouTube for right now. So here we are. We did the little practice show, which was pretty cool. We got our feet wet a little. And now, we're doing it big now. So good good to be here. We got some good topics for some of our viewers. And for those that don't know, obviously, like Steve said, like you said, man, there's some stuff on the description, but there's links you can check us out on our page and here, and as well as our YouTube page will be up soon, and then we'll get some Patreons and all that, but also on our Instagram pages and also on our blog pages. But YouTube and Facebook is where we are right now. And yeah, man, definitely I want to talk about this topic a little bit. I mean, we got definitely a few things we got to talk about. And as people, some people actually already started a little promotion for the episode 10, which will be a really big one. And, I'm excited for that as well. But like I said, for other ado, bro, I mean, the topic, let's kind of, get into it, and we'll hopefully hit some people on, maybe we could set up a live chat or on a comment section, hit us up with some opinions, and feedback.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, we are live on YouTube, so drop your comments if you guys are liking what you're saying. Once you like to any of our Facebook fam that are on our Facebook page, any of you guys that are tuning in, drop some comments down below. We'd love to entertain whatever ideas you guys got or question you guys got. This is our first time on YouTube, so bear with us. We're excited for it. Let's get started, man. Let's get started. Let's hop into this. So, yeah, like I said, me and George, we're gonna, this is a big topic to the point where we could go off on so many different tangents. Pretty much like we could dedicate 3 episodes to this if we really wanted to. Mainly, we're gonna hit on points that we think are important, as well as things that we think are pretty interesting. You guys would probably want to hear. So, I don't know, George, you want to start, or you want me to start on this one?
Doesn't matter.
All right, bro. You know what?
So you'll start, but I was kind of like jump into it a little bit, but you'll start a little bit.
So, all right, yeah. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to go over some rules. So I'm someone who I think I've hinted on this in some prior episodes, especially I think the networking one that we went through. I'm definitely someone who likes to jot things down, especially over the years. I've kind of gotten back to that fundamental quality of jotting things down, not just like goals to plan for a week or maybe a year, but if I learn something like that's I think is important and I want to like stick with me as I kind of go on through life, I write things down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of my rules, and then George, I'll ask you on some of your rules. We can collaborate back and forth on them, and then we can get a little bit more in depth. I'm just going to start with some internal things first.
Cheers. Yep.
Yeah, cheers to you as well, man. What do you got over there?
Eevee. It's an Albanian drink. Eevee lemon with gas. It's really, really good.
Okay. Just got me a coffee on my end. Just something simple to warm me up.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna start out like I think this is definitely a key one. So if you're trying to live your life to the fullest, and we're all learning, like I'm constantly trying to strive to be better on my side. I know you are as well, man. As people who are trying to live to their fullest potential and trying to grind in life and get to that point where you're super freaking satisfied, always learning, never fully satisfied, but to that point where you're getting a lot out of life. Some of the habits, first one that I got written down right here on my book, examine your daily habits. Stay with addictions. While obvious, definitely important. I think that's really, really fundamental. Addictions really weigh you down. If you think you don't need something, try to go a couple weeks without it and then see how you feel. A lot of times, like your addictions are controlling you. So you have to make it important in life to make sure that does not happen. Now, this could be, we all got addictions. So, some of the addictions that you could possibly have, they don't have to be necessarily drug use. It could be alcohol. It doesn't necessarily have to be that as well. It could be fast food. You might,
a lot of things.
What's that, bro?
It could be a lot of things.
Yeah, a rough addiction with food. And to be bluntly, it could be porn. That's another solid one. I think a lot of people don't like to talk about that, but I think that could be like possibly like the number one addiction. And the reason why porn can definitely be so dangerous is because of the fact that, number one, if you're a drug addict, people are going to know that you're using drugs eventually. And it's not as easy to get because your body starts to wear down. People can just start to kind of assume that. Not always, but a lot of times. And it costs money to get. See what porn? You can do it in the comfort of your own home. Nobody even knows you're doing it. And it doesn't cost anything. It's free. That's where that stuff, and accessibility, the internet, dude, it's at your fingertips. That's where that becomes dangerous. So that's just that's just one whole thing in itself. That we could do a whole podcast on that as well. But those are just some addictions. Smoking, other ones I got here, emotional spending, emotional buying. A lot of people, when they're stressed out, they go to the internet and they buy things that they don't need, and that becomes a problem. I've been there. I think a lot of people have been there. That becomes a problem. So these are addictions. You need to be conscious of them, and just take baby steps to kind of reduce them gradually. It's not going to go away overnight. Addictions are tough to kick, but you definitely need to be conscious of them. Anything you want to kind of chime in on that one, George?
Yeah. So I like what you said there. There's definitely a lot of addictions and a lot of things that kind of get in the way. I think it's between addictions, bad habits, and just kind of like things that you can kind of like don't need in life, but you could kind of like do without, but you might kind of like be stuck. Oh, well, I like to do it. Just like small things. Small little. You know what I mean? Like you said, like watching TV a lot. Small pleasures. Playing too much video games too. That could be time consuming. Anything that kills your time, your ability to think. Even smoking, it's cool enough because a lot of people do it, but at the same time, if you smoke too much, you might be a little too, you're messing up too much. Sitting on the couch all day, you got to produce every day. You create, so it's important, to stay, like basically, what you're doing. Basically, if you smoke, it's cool, but just do it in moderation and make sure that you're getting your stuff done and you're progressing. So procrastination definitely kills, and that's bad. Time wasting and addictions, like you said. So
that's definitely important. And as I just wrap this one up, wrap that point up on this rule of mine. Honestly, you just gave me a reminder there. Like, if it's not adding value to your life and like it's not bringing you any type of value, then yeah, time waste. Like a lot of these addictions can be a big waste of time for you. If it's not going to bring like better the quality of your life. So eating fast food all the time, that's not going to better the quality of your life because it's going to make you lethargic. Number one. Number two, it's going to make you overweight. It's going to make you sluggish. Your energy throughout your day is not going to be there. So that's definitely important. Say like you're watching porn all the time. It's going to take away your ambition to meet women because guess what? You got something right on your phone at home and you don't have to worry about it. So it's going to take away your intriguing nature to meet women and stuff. So that's why I said, so like also like I told like public service announcement to any females that are watching out there, definitely don't want this to seem like it's a sexist episode. While yes, this is definitely a video that's more geared towards men, I definitely want you females out there to watch into this as well because life is an adventure. And if a man's living on his purpose and he's living a fulfilled life, I think any woman would want to be on that adventure with a grounded guy that they're attracted to. So, that's why I also said you females listening as well. We want to hear everybody's opinion.
Definitely do. Yeah.
Some other ones I got here.
Definitely some opinions.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, dude, this episode is for everybody. For the guys you watching out there.
Yeah.
It's not about just what our experiences are, but it's also what we know and what we kind of offer to the audience and some stuff that we might enlighten you guys. We might not, but some of you guys out there are watching and our audience that watches all the time, they know what we're about. So we're just trying to give you guys some positive outlooks, our perspective, as well as other things that we know about, and also bring you guys facts. So like I said,
exactly.
So it's some good content. We'll also talk about people that be supporting us a little. We'll mention some stuff. We probably won't do too many shout outs today or name dropping, but we'll mention a few things. You know what I mean? People that have been supporting us and hitting us up. As those who know that like last week was a little busy. You went to Miami as well, so but also there wasn't a reason why it didn't pop off. We had problems with Facebook, like we said earlier. That's not let's clear that so everybody knows. And everything else went well after that. So
yeah, man, absolutely. Another point I got here: worry less about the consequences. So everybody is always so, and I don't mean to go out and go rob a bank. I don't mean to go out and just freaking shoot somebody. I'm not advocating for that at all. Worry less about the consequences in life and don't sweat the small stuff. So instead of, you'll notice a lot of life's problems, especially like the small problems that you're dealing with in life, they tend to solve themselves. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this point, but just don't worry so much about the consequences. Don't overthink. That's a lot easier said than done. I've been there and I've overthought a lot in my life. Try not to overthink. Try to just be like, so like if you slip up on your diet or you slip up and you miss a workout, don't let that linger in your mind and like worry. Like just, the next day, get back after it. Just try to have a short memory with those things. Don't fear so much the consequences and worry so much. if that makes sense. I don't know if you have anything
Yeah.
to comment on that one, George.
It does make sense. Can I add something to that? If I just chime in for a second.
Yes, sir.
So that's actually one of the things that I think as well. I think like every day, look at it like, I mean, especially in the last like 3-4 years, I've been thinking about this more and I've been applying this rule and concept, right? To add on what you just said. Every day you wake up, think about like the beginning, how you woke up and when you went to bed, and the next day kind of just try to improve a little bit, whether it's something small, and even if it takes you a week, that's fine. I'd rather you kind of like, or us, like you waste like at least a week or you're learning than a whole month or months or years, because week, you're getting better, and small things you can do better, like do more laundry, don't buy clothes you don't need, fold your clothes instead of just leaving them hanging around, small things like that, clean your room, or clean like not just your room but like your house if you whether live at home or with your folks, with siblings or your significant other, your girlfriend, wife, with your parents, or your own, with a roommate, with with your puppy, even more. Clean your house a little more, because a lot of males that live on their own, bro, they be having dirty houses, and I've seen a lot, I've been around people's, place and all that, and just to say it out there, I've seen a lot of things, and that is, you got to be really, small, and I mean, on small things like that, you got to, like make small differences, you know what I mean? You got to like start from what you can, and like take care of everything. Your house should be nice because your house is like the place you rest. So
exactly. Your house in order, your house and your car, like a lot of things, like how you dress. You don't gotta wear name brand designer stuff, but clothes that fit you. We'll get into some of those points because as we get towards the tangible stuff, which I'm actually going to nosedive right here. So I've been talking about the internal stuff for those last two. This one I think is important as well. I'm scrolling through my stuff here. I have like a little list. Balance your budget. So highly important, especially as we get older. Balancing and having a budget with money is a lot of things people don't want to talk about. They want to turn a blind eye to it. Like we in this day and age, I feel like we have that treat yourself mentality where it's like you're always treating yourself and you're not budgeting your money, and it becomes a problem in the long term. I mean, some people might just rack up credit card debt, or they could just be spending everything they make on their paycheck each week or every 2 weeks, whatever they get paid. This is where I'm going to use my first I'm going to give you guys your first resource. So we were talking about this last night, man, when we were in the practice session. Excel has some solid Microsoft Excel. If anybody has that on your computer, which I'm sure a lot of you do with Microsoft Office, when you first open up Microsoft Excel, it's usually a very, very untapped resource. There are templates that you can use. You can use them for organizing, planning, anything, whether it's business, whether it's movies you want to see, whether it's a budget. There are these solid templates. You can use a personal budget template, and you can really plan out your expenses. Very, very efficient, very, very important is to have a balance with your money. So some notes I got with it are, if you want financial freedom, it's important. I don't think there's anything that feels better than like being able to just at the drop of a hat, because you got money saved, be able to take a trip somewhere with someone, or be able to do what you want because you got financial freedom. Highly important, pretty obvious, but a lot of people don't like to talk about it. Sit down, look at your credit score. If your credit's bad, find ways that you can pay down your debt and fix it. Yeah, it's not always a simple answer. You might have to pick up a side hustle, or you might have to do whatever you got to do. But money is not everything, but money is definitely helps, and it's definitely important, especially if your credit score is bad. You're gonna have to find ways to fix that, because if you ever want to get a mortgage for a home or car loans, that it's highly important.
Yeah, especially for loans. Yep, I gotta worry about that too.
Start learning how to invest. Starting to learn how to save, and you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people I know. I'm not gonna mention any names, but a lot of people I know, like they're like, no, I don't invest because I don't know how to. It's not as hard as you really think. I mean, you just sit down and do a little bit of the research. You don't have to be a daytime trader. Just investing and making smart investments for yourself, it can go a long way. So look at some apps. Again, I'll send you guys links. So I'm definitely after this. I'll send you some links to solid like I use like TD Ameritrade's like traditional IRA. The resource that I'm giving you guys, Microsoft Excel. Go to the templates page and check out that for budgeting. Definitely important. Like I said, money's not everything, but money definitely helps. So I don't know if you have anything to chime in on that one, man.
No, absolutely. There's definitely got to be different ways you can save, man, and saving is good. They say it's easier to make money than save it. I mean, you can definitely generate money if you know what you're doing. You can save a little and make money, but how much can you save it? Can you invest it? Investing is a whole other topic. We can actually do a podcast just on that itself, and we probably realistically will. We still may down the line, but yeah, I mean,
yes,
investing is a big, financial advising, financial freedom, investing. These are deep waters for people that want to be in the alpha realm, and also men that want to really be men of power. At least make something happen. Not even, I'm not talking about the biggest, men of power out there. I'm talking about guys that want to, get their own place, grind hard, get a car, a boat, open a little store, maybe a tire shop or something like that.
If we ever do a financial podcast, man, remind me. I'll definitely put together a spreadsheet and some diagrams and stuff, man, because
that would be great. Actually, we're gonna talk about that behind the scenes as well. But yeah, definitely something for you, to maybe have like a little something like a show, like something like similar to your work, like some
like we can have something visual, because this is what I do. I mean, I do it for a company. Obviously, this isn't just my personal stuff, but I also like I always have a plan for myself as well. Like, there's so many things you can go into. You can go into the credit card side. You could go into investing, how to save your money. Just there's so many different avenues. Like you said, we can make a whole podcast on that. So we'll save the details for another time. But like I said, budgeting, learning how to invest, and just learning how to save is very, very important.
Yeah. Learn how to save, and also learning you should keep a cash around, bro, but just for like a rainy day, so to speak. And should kind of like keep some stuff in the bank, but also some stuff around. But it gets hard is when you have money in your hand and you want to spend it. So, try to, be disciplined and focused. And we'll get to that in a little as well.
Yeah.
More in depth.
When I was out in Miami last week, I saw a post on the internet. It was it was interesting. It was like pretty funny. It said like savings account, $10,500. It said checking account, $300. I can't, bro, I'm broke. See, that's a mentality right there. See, because the checking account's low, it's like, well, that's my spending money. Yeah, but you got 10,000 in your bank, in your savings account. No, I don't touch that money. It goes to the priorities. So like, see, it's a mentality, man.
That's good, but that's what the money, that's what the money is kind of for, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's to save. But see, like spending money to go out might not be included in your $10,000.
Right.
Depends on what you're going for. You might be saving for a down payment on a home. You could be saving for a big luxurious vacation somewhere, maybe to buy a new car. It all depends on what your savings goal. Maybe you're saving for a wedding. It all depends on what your savings goals are for.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If you're saving money, you can afford to spend a little here and there, but like $100, $200 if you got like 10 G's saved, or 15,000, 50,000 like in your account. But usually people keep a saving account and keep a couple thousand or a couple hundreds in their checkings, just to have money to to like travel somewhere, for like a couple of days, like a little drive to go like downtown, or on a not a cruise, like on a boat ride, or here or there, the shore, small stuff. If we have like real good money, and maybe not like fuck you money, but definitely good money, but you can you can kind of like go to Florida for like a week and probably rent a house there,
Yeah, it all depends. It all depends on what's important to you in life. So if you like eating out, you can put a budget aside for eating out. If you like buying expensive designer clothes, then you can buy designer clothes. You got to figure out what your priorities are, what you enjoy in life, and you got to cut out the non-necessities. Like, it's spend all on what you want, but cut out all the necessary. You can't order a ton of stuff online, like tons of designer clothes, eat out, take vacations, buy big house. It just doesn't work like that unless you got lots and lots of money, but you got to pick and choose where you spend your money.
Yeah. See, like you said, if you got a lot of money, it's one thing, but that's a whole different category. It depends on what you got. If you got a couple thousand, still, you don't want to necessarily do all this, especially because that lifestyle, you just say, gets addictive, getting things you don't need, and then you can fall off. So save a little until you have more, then you can, enjoy some of the stuff in life, some spend money, right? But
yeah, pick and choose what's important.
Pick and choose, right? What's more a priority? I'd rather travel than spend a lot of money on eating out and buying pizza and going out every other night or every night. I go out once a month now. I'm a little older, so
that's smart then. See, you know what your savings goal is. See, like that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to make it a priority. The next one, man, I know you definitely got some insight on this one as well. Make fitness and health your priority. So definitely important. I'll do it like I'll keep a section for working out, number one, and then we'll talk about dieting and like some things that we can get through the holidays and stay disciplined. Because I'm working on this myself. I'm in like a cutting mode right now, so like I'm trying to cut some weight because I definitely got some weight to lose myself. So this is it's definitely not always easy, especially around the holidays. It's very tough. There's a lot of distractions, a lot of things that keep us that enable us to fall off, per se. So this is going to be the gym side of it. When you're making fitness a priority, it can be tough.
It's hard, man.
Stay motivated. I actually like working out. That portion is not tough for me. It's the dieting portion for me. But what I would probably say is see if there's anybody that also is trying to work out. A lot of times there's always somebody that's trying to work on themselves. Find a friend and go to the gym with them. if you're finding struggles to motivate, because then you guys can hold each other accountable. And accountability, I think, is the key thing. If you ever work out, a lot of times you hate doing it, but did you ever get that endorphin rush when you're done? How you feel? Yeah. Sweat's pouring down your face. You feel freaking phenomenal. And that's the whole portion. Like, you need to get to a point where going to the gym becomes clockwork. Like, it's just something that's in your daily habits. It's something that's in your daily rituals. I wouldn't start, like, if you never work out, I'm not going to say go to the gym 5-6 times a week. I would say start off small by going 2-3 times a week.
I would say so.
Up it. It depends on what you're trying to do. Are you scrawny and you're trying to gain muscle? Develop a weight. Like, we could do a whole podcast on this too. Develop a weight. I'm not a personal trainer by any means. I'm not certified, but develop a weight training plan. Figure out, like, if you're going 2-3 days a week, you're going to probably have to hit 2 muscle groups for each of your days that you're going. You could be going back and biceps one day, shoulders one day, chest and triceps, and then legs, like whatever you're doing, but it would have to be like different days. But obviously you can spread those muscle groups out if you go more days. If you're trying to lose weight, people hate cardio, but you're going to have to do cardio. I would definitely encourage you to
run.
Can't get away from it, man.
People don't want to run. Yeah, people don't want to run. You know what I mean? But you got to do it though. It's very important. So yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a certified personal trainer. We have some friends that are, so I would have loved to have been able to get them on today. Unfortunately, not possible today. If we ever get my one buddy on, who I'm not going to mention his name today, but if I ever get him on, he's a certified personal trainer, and he does this shit. So, like, if I bring him on, it would probably have to be on a Friday. But you know him too, George. I'm not going to drop any names though, but
I think I don't.
Yeah, you know who he is. So, you know, like, just find ways to get to the gym and work out. And if you're trying to do cardio, you don't necessarily, if you're really, really overweight, like I said, not a personal trainer, I will emphasize that. But if you're really, really overweight and, you know, you feel like when you try to go for a run, your joints hurt a lot, just start out by walking. Just go for a brisk walk. You can be outside. It can be on the treadmill. And once you start losing weight and you get your diet plan in check, then as you lose weight and there's not so much stress on your joints, you're not, when you're running and stuff, not so much stress on your knees, then you can build up to running. Or another solid, and I definitely advocate for it, is the elliptical, because the elliptical is very, very soft on the joints. You can burn a lot of calories on the elliptical if you're doing it correctly, and it's great on the joints. It's not going to hurt your knees as much as if you're outside physically running, which is great. Do you have anything to add to this, man, with like workout routines? I know that you do some MMA as well, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, I've done a lot of this stuff, and as far as workouts, I'm pretty aware what's going on with that. I mean, like I said, like you, bro, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not necessarily certified. Although I do got a lot of experience and actually have trained people in the past, but I'm more just like a guy that's knowledgeable and, you know, has like experience. Like I have a little bit of a background, but I'm not like a certified personal trainer. Ironically, last year I was going for like late last year, early this year, but between paying loans and, you know, being out of town and doing other things and prioritizing different things, and of course, you know, fighting, and then COVID happened. I got in, you know, in some I lost a little time with that, and you know, it kind of slipped by, but I'm still gonna do it probably like 2021. I just postponed it, so I actually do want to get my certification. You know, that's a story for another time. So yeah, but as far as running goes, I like to like take my time with it. Like I'll run a few times, you know, then I'll take like a break during the week. I don't run every week, but I do try to run like at least like 3 to 4 good times a month, and I do some cardio or jogging in the gym in the treadmill like me and you did a few months back. And also I do like workouts, plyometrics. I do like push-ups and sit-ups and stretching at the house, and some light walks, some light jogs. You know, I play a little soccer now. I've been playing more. It's funny. I could see like when I was looking like my abs the other day, my six pack is still there. But 2 weeks ago, it looked like I was like just very like I was feeling kind of pudgy. Maybe it was just because, you know, it was a bad day. So I've been kind of like back and forth, but I'm trying to stay back healthy and in shape. So, you know, it's very good to run and very important to keep moving, you know, and eat healthy. And actually also, not to jump ahead of the show because we still got a lot of time, that was also going to take us to some of the stuff for the next topic a little later. You know, we get into it about staying in shape during the holidays and staying back, kind of like, you know, staying in your purpose, you know, and staying on your peak, you know, during the holiday season.
Exactly.
Coming up.
And since we're almost even at a half, like not a halfway point, I'd say we're about like 1/3 of the way in, maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Since I've already kind of go over some of my points, I'm gonna let you jump in with some of yours, and then I have some more, but I'll go back as I go on. So I definitely want you to get your points in as well, man. And if you want me to chime in on any of them, I'll chime in definitely as well.
Yeah, man. So some of my main points here, and like kind of like like not rules, but I got some like points and guidelines, and as well as some miscellaneous info that I want
rules to live rules to live a fulfilling life. Man,
yeah, rules to live a fulfilling positive presentable rememberable life. One of the keys to immortality is first to live a life worth remembering. That's what Bruce Lee said once. So it's definitely one of the good points. Yeah. So okay. So 5 things. Okay. So we had a whole episode on this, kind of, so to speak, kind of like connected to it, and we talked about this. But one of them is wake up early or earlier. So that's one of my rules / guidelines for a productive, good life and abundance mindset and lifestyle. Because waking up early is obviously something I always thought about and I always trying to do, and I'm getting even better with it. I used to be more like an early bird when I was a little younger. In the last years, I've been more like I was sleeping more. But I when I need to get up, I get up. And lately, I've been getting up at like 8:30. Sometimes I get up at like 6:30 in the morning, or between 6 and 6:30 if I want to really go jogging or have a early game. And that's important for if you kind of want to like live the life of a go-getter, an alpha, and a guy who wants to kind of like have a lot of time. Today, dude, I got so much done, and I only got up at like 8:45, which is not really that early on the low. I mean, if you want to be real, technical, but it wasn't bad. I got a lot done, so that was one of them. Do you want to chime in on this one a little bit, because you're pretty good with waking up early?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, this week has actually been a little bit of a struggle getting up early, realistically. I think it's been like that. I think coming back from vacation last week, I think that's what it was. So I was off from work last week. So I think maybe coming back from vacation was a little bit tough on the easing, but nonetheless, I've been getting my workouts and all my stuff outside of work done. But yeah, waking up early is definitely important. I mean, everybody's on to a different schedule and a different clock, but there's just something about getting up before the sun gets up and then, like already accomplishing some stuff. I definitely think in the morning, it's so quiet. It's so quiet. You're not bombarded with distractions. So like, how when you're going throughout your day, you can be getting text messages from people. You can be getting phone calls from people. People aren't calling and texting you traditionally at 5:30 in the morning or 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Most people are still in bed. That's just how that is. And if a lot of people who are getting up, they're communicating to work, they're sluggish, they're groggy, they're not bombarding you with text messages and distracting you. So if you wake up at that time, what I would say is stay off social media, go out, grind, do what you got to do. Some people could be getting up early to work out in the morning. Put your headphones on, go for a jog, go to the gym, do what you're going to do. Some people could be trying to get a little bit of an edge with their work. So pop up in your laptop, put your headphones in. You don't have no distractions, nothing's bothering you. But there is, like you said, something powerful about getting up that early, getting up before the sun comes up. What do they call it? The 5 a.m. club or whatever. They said most CEOs wake up.
Like that. I heard about it.
Yeah, they said most CEOs wake up at 5:30 in the morning or something like that. They're just so excited about
people that want to get up early when they have time on their hands to get up early. Like a lot of like bosses, people that play golf, rich older folks, they're like, they're like own businesses and all that. Also, but also like young guys that like who are like around our age, like in the movie War Dogs, people like they dress like in suits to get up at like 7 in the morning. It's not unknown to get up 5 in the morning, even 4 in the morning, or even like 4:30, 5:30, 5 o'clock, but also after 6, like 6:30, 7 o'clock is still a decent time. That's like early for common people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like The Rock gets up at like 4:30 in the morning or something, or 4.
Sometimes earlier than that. I know Mark Wahlberg's in that. He's in the 4 a.m. club or whatever he calls it, or the 3 a.m. club. Dude's up like massively early. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see that, man. But also if you get up that early, you got to go to bed early too. So we all have almost the same hours in the day. Just some people sleep a little less than others. But did you ever feel when you're super excited about something the next day, like when you're a kid on Christmas morning, you like almost can't sleep the night before, you just want to get up, you're excited, you're ready for the next day. When you're excited about life, you wake up like that. So I notice, you ever notice when you're stressed about something, you got a big presentation the next day, you're a little nervous or something, or you got a project at school, you ever notice how like then you want to sleep in? Like you ever notice that because you don't want to get up, you just like, I just want to stay in and stuff.
But you know what I feel? I feel like on an important day, I'm gonna get up the next day, and it's like the nervous wrecks could be there, but I mean, I just need to get up, and I usually sleep good those nights. Like I sleep like 5-6 hours. It's all I need. I get up focused.
Yeah, even when you're excited about what you do, you're not going to be motivated every day. I think that's why motivation, and I believe this because I heard it from David Goggins, and it kind of stuck with me. Motivation is crap. Consistency is what is important. But even on days when you're not super hype about something, even when you're not super hype about something, yeah, man, you just got to fucking do it.
Right. That's exactly what it is. When you're not super hype, but you just got to do it anyway. You got to grind. Just go for it.
Roger that. Roger that. Just keep it going.
Roger that. Yeah, Roger that.
Roger that,
sure.
man. It's like, oh, today's gonna fucking suck. Big man above up there. He's like, yo, today's gonna fucking suck. Roger that. Let's get it. Just like,
no, David Goggins goes out. Some people like that, bro. A lot of them go out like so much, dude. It's like, it's amazing how they can run and go. He go out there for so long and be on the road. And even Mark Wahlberg, imagine getting up like 6:30 in the morning. You're up. No, you know what? Let's go. Yeah, it's like 6:30 in the morning. They just say like 5:45, 6 o'clock. 6:30 in the morning, you're already up. You go on your motorcycle and you ride. Like you just ride like 10 miles and you come back. Boss, man. You got a nice little leather jacket, a cowboy hat, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, sometimes that might, like if you go for a ride in the morning or something, man, maybe that's what you need to have your thoughts collected and just kind of ready to process the day and kind of just, some people get inspired over some crazy stuff. So like you could go out for a drive and just get inspired. Like I'm going to take a 30-minute drive, but sometimes that's needed to like recollect your thoughts and not to overthink necessarily, but maybe to strike inspiration, which is important.
Yeah, not to overthink, but
that's true. It's true, man. So that's a good point, man. Waking up early, of course.
That's why.
What's your next on your agenda?
Another one I have eat healthy / workout, which is ties up what we just kind of spoke earlier.
Eating healthy part's important.
On your end, right? And some of the stuff that you're mentioning. This is just all facts, man. I mean, this is like just not us obviously making up things. It's just this is a little bit about our routines, but it's also about what really is important there and what you should strive more for. I mean, it's good even if you like eat a lot of crap and you drink and smoke and chill, live like a pretty heavy smoking level lifestyle. You can still make it a little cleaner by like going up early in the woods, taking a walk, getting up early. Don't smoke for a day or two. Clean your lungs a little. Drink water. I mean, if you smoke heavy, piss heavy, but you got to drink a lot of water to clear that. And try not to smoke. I mean, cigarettes because they can kill your lungs.
I think that might be the most important point of the entire episode. Drink a lot of water. Drinking water is number one, man. Like if water is the key to life, man. It's just like if you drink a lot of water, you're gonna feel more full. It'll keep your diet in check, bro. Like always drinking water, bro. That too. I even have like for when my water gets boring, dude. I use like these little powders, dude. So this one's like a little raspberry lemonade, man. Dude, boom. Like just even if water gets boring, just always be drinking water. And
water is very key and it's very essential for us. So we need it.
Keeps your skin like very, very clean. Like water has so many benefits, man. There's so many things like about water.
We're made out of water. We're water people.
Yeah, our body's made up of water. It just is what it is. But I do like your point, bro, like about like the healthy eating and stuff, man. And do you have any tips, man, around the holidays, man, as we're kind of approaching the holidays, like ways to kind of stay on track with things, man? Or do you have like any healthy like recipes? Yeah. I got a couple.
I got a few things here there. Obviously one of them is eat, very clean, you know what I mean? And try to, like if you're gonna eat like a few things here on the side, what you do is one of the keys about that is and tricks, eat in the morning for all that. If you're gonna eat some sweets and you're craving some stuff, try like to go a few days without it, or if you're gonna eat it, make sure you still working out, you're trying to keep clean. And that's if you're dieting a certain way. Now, if you're not necessarily dieting, you can also, cheat a little bit here and there, but certain times in the day, you can still eat sweets like, one sweet, a small sweet per day, but you got to do it earlier. Don't eat after 7 or 8. Definitely don't like sweets or junk. Food, you can have dinner like 7:30 if you want to, or even 8. That's not all that. But the more you leave it, the worse. Especially real late. You don't eat dinner or like any, like a big snack very late. A snack is like a small sandwich, okay, but after like 10:30, 11, kind of that's why it's good not to like smoke a lot of hookah during the week, and try sometimes even if you smoke weed, try to smoke and don't eat munchy up. Try to stay away, don't smoke. Work out. Another one is if you're gonna eat breads and carbs, if you're gonna diet, or if you're doing like a competition and you try to be like in shape, or even just to stay a certain way every other day, not one day. Like one day you can eat it, one day eat lighter, eat a salad, and eat a certain way, eat clean. Yeah, you can definitely cheat a little and get some McDonald's and Burger King here and there, but if it happens like once every 2 weeks, you're okay. You just can't do it too much because even pizza got definitely no limit.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think
one slice won't kill you though. One slice won't kill you.
Yeah. It depends. Like obviously, if you're in prep mode, that's a whole other conversation.
Whole other conversation. Right. You ain't talking about prep.
You can't have no cheat meals, man. It's just
yeah.
And I have never lived that lifestyle yet, so I don't really have too much to comment on it. But in terms of like healthy, I guess like weight loss friendly meals, if you're someone like with the holidays coming up and you're craving something sweet, you're craving something like you like those holiday flavors like peppermint mocha, pumpkin, all the other things that are kind of going on. A good meal breakfast, like a good breakfast that I would say is have some like apple cinnamon oatmeal in the morning. So I'll give you guys a couple ideas because I know not everybody probably likes oatmeal. Apple cinnamon oatmeal in the morning. You do like and I would say just make the oats from, don't buy like you can buy the Quaker Oats ones, but like I would just say buy like not the pre-flavored oatmeals, buy like actual oats, put a couple or like half a cup of water in there. Like I would say half a cup of oats, half a cup of water, or a cup of water, put it in the microwave for like a minute, 20 seconds, stir that up, add a little bit of almond milk, and then add like some, you can add like some flavoring. So I would suggest buying like some protein powder, buy like some apple cinnamon protein powder, add that in, add like a scoop, stir it in. And I'll send links to this stuff as well. And this is another good one you can have in the morning with that oatmeal. 1 scoop of pumpkin pie protein powder. So you can add like a cup of almond milk. And I actually have something up here. One of my favorite ones is the Synthesis 6, but there's also a more macro-friendly one. So I go over here and you look at the Synthesis 6 Cold Stone Creamery pumpkin pie. So the macros on it, they're a little higher than most. If you're going to try to cut, it's 200 calories per serving, a little high for 1 scoop of protein. And it's 22 grams of protein, which it's decent, but it's not like the lowest. But you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, the flavor is incredible. If you go back to, I have another one right here too. So if you're looking for something a little bit more macro friendly, Machine Whey premium whey protein powder, you go for the pumpkin pie option here. Like I said, I will add these links. You're looking at about 125 calories per scoop, and you're looking at about 25 grams of protein. A little bit more macro friendly. Sugar is only 1.5 grams. Saturated fat's only 1.5 grams, 8% of your daily value. Total fat's at 2.5 grams, 3% of your daily value. Very, very macro friendly. Both of them taste really good. I'm just kind of a sucker for the Synthesis 6. You add that in with like a cup of almond milk. Regular cup of almond milk unsweetened is about 30 calories. So if you're going for either one, it's a solid breakfast. The oatmeal is probably going to top you out at around probably about 300 calories. So if you're doing each of them, you're going to be around 450, 500 calories. And that's a solid breakfast to start your day. And then for like dinner, I also have another one. It's a recipe. I'll send you a link to this one as well. It's creamy pumpkin chicken enchiladas. Absolutely delicious. And it's a good meal during the holidays. We could get into a whole list of appetizers and stuff if you're at like Christmas parties and stuff as well. But yeah, definitely some good options right there. Breakfast is highly important. So
yeah, eat a good breakfast is definitely up on what I got there. And another one. So yeah, so obviously eat healthy, but eating healthy also means eating at certain times of day. You can do more than one meal, like you said, but if you eat some of the stuff, bro, they have like not too much sugar. It's even better. A peanut butter and jelly, some eggs, some grits, scrambled eggs, a donut, some milk, some cookies, a small sandwich.
I like to do what I've been doing is my pre-workout is yogurt. I do those light and thick Greek yogurts. Mm-hmm. I had a pumpkin pie one earlier, man. It's only 80 calories. The sugar content's real low. And I added just like a handful of like chocolate granola. Man, I added that in and I stirred that in. Oh my God, dude, freaking delicious. If you're craving something sweet, boom. Like just really, really good, dude.
Good enough, yeah. Just to take off the craving of that sugar, that sweet, that again, I don't say addiction, but it is, it's that too. It's an addiction, it's a habit, it's something that like a little, small, how can I say, need, or not that you need it, but that's how you feel sometimes. And it's okay to, crave a little sweet food, bro, and you gotta eat it modernly. That's the key. And then we'll get to that as well. So, but if you're gonna go to the gym, because you can still, I noticed that we're doing quarantine actually, which again, in the first episode, we talk about how to stay good in quarantine well, how to stay productive. Well, in quarantine, I noticed that if I could still stay in and not go to the gym a lot, but eat healthy and go for walks and work on my own and run a little, and then when the gyms did reopen, I was going to the gym, with the mask and all. I was good throughout all quarantine. I never actually slept out of shape, bro. And I don't think you did either, though. Even though we were at least 3-4 months without the gym, we kind of did our own thing,
We stayed in the park, bro. That's what it was, man. We got our exercise in the park and we got our cardio in. We found ways, man. We found ways.
Mm-hmm. We walked a good amount to lose a lot of calories. We didn't run, but we did run too. I ran a couple times, but
Yeah, you could run an hour and a half, or you could walk 3 hours. I mean, either way, you're burning the calories, and yeah, man, just track your calories. Definitely important, man. So, you have any other things on that agenda on that other side, man, that we can kind of dive into?
I got 2 more things we can kind of talk to. Actually, 3, but
Sounds good.
well, I won't gonna spend too much time because I got more stuff on the list. But
Cool.
I'll just go through some notes here, as well as some of the stuff I already know in my mind. What I want to say. Also important to say, guys, that consistency is key. Yeah, motivation is good and to find inspiration things, but you gotta. There's days you don't feel motivated at all. There's days you feel like amazing. You gotta fight, trying to keep every day, get something in. If you miss, be mad at yourself. Be mad at yourself that you miss, but just go to the next one. The next day, gotta make it count. Don't miss workouts. Training sessions. Cardio, running, doing things you like to do, things that are important. I mean, and also don't slack, because the opposite of slacking is working hard and grinding for it. If you slack and you just sitting back, you get used to lazy, and that's not good. We got to eliminate that, which is also one of the habits that men have. If you're gonna be a better version of yourself, of a man, you gotta let go of some habits and not be lazy. Especially if you're in your own. Okay, so another one. So this is a good one, interesting one, and I'm gonna let you chime in as well, Steve. I'll let you, give you some room to talk as well to to explain this one. Spend time more constructively and more sort of like in sort of like better ways, if it makes any sense. In more sort of like useful ways. Yeah, there we go. Spend time more constructively and in useful ways. So spend time the right way. Don't just like waste time. It's a big difference between wasting time and spending or putting a lot of time in something, and then just flat out wasting time, because at some point we'll waste a little time, and everybody's being a little bit of a slacker, but now it's about getting older and learning.
100%, dude. Like, so be like, don't just start. Like, don't be someone who starts a bunch of stuff and just doesn't finish, even if you're only focusing on one thing at a time. And I actually encourage that. I feel like in this day and age, with all the multitasking that goes on, multitasking is encouraged. I mean, I'm one who multitasks myself, but I try to limit it to how much I really multitask. Definitely focus on, like, especially the things that require more brain power. Focus on them and finish them. You don't want to be someone who's a starter of many things but a master of none. Definitely try to finish the things that you do. That's the most. It's kind of like you said, man. Like, yeah, you definitely just don't want to dabble into a ton of different shit and just not finish stuff. If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. It's actually really good. That's the whole thing. Like, don't just be like you said, like a master of jack of many trades, master of none, or a starter of many, master of none. Because if you don't start, that doesn't show consistency. It shows that like you're starting shit, but you're not really finishing anything. You can't achieve nothing if you do that, man. There's nothing. There's like really no abundance mindset, no action for you, no excitement, no vibes that you feel like you have to feel a little achieved at times and accomplished. And unfortunately, if you're not doing it right, so yeah, you got to stay focused. Finish tasks are more important. Get the work done a certain way. Maybe in the morning or afternoon. I got a lot of work done earlier. I plan on doing more after the podcast is over, and I still gotta take a nice little walk somewhere. So I mean, my night's still gonna be good. Yo, you know how nice outside, by the way, bro? It's a beautiful day to be out today. It feels like early spring.
It is, man. It's freaking
a nice November day.
Weather, dude.
It's good weather.
Weather. I'm looking at it on my phone. Gorgeous, dude. Dude, the weekend's gonna be nice, man. They're saying like low 70s, high 60s, man. Phenomenal. So beautiful. I'm liking it. And kind of going back to that point, man, of like just dabbling into a bunch of stuff. I always kind of go back to, what the thought process that comes back to me when I worked at Lowe's overnight. Our boss always used to say, I'd rather have, so just think of it like this. If you have a ton of freight on the floor for all different departments, and would you rather as a boss have like every department touched, but only half done? Or would you rather have some departments not touched at all, but at least like half the other departments are completely finished? I'd rather have at least some of the stuff completely finished.
Right. I understand. I like that analogy. I think I'm going to go to the second one. I like to at least have most of them finished and maybe a few touched up. Then they're like a bunch of like here and there, and it's like bird shit all over the place. Like no one's really, the apartment's not really cleaned.
Exactly, man.
But that's the whole thing. And see, I like how you brought that up, bro, because that's actually being, how can I say it? That's like being organized and consistent and being a finisher. And we got to get into that as well. A finisher is not just a guy that finishes like a touchdown or a home run or a shot or a score. A finisher is a guy who gets shit done in everything. You can be a finisher like an athlete, like a scorer. Like the guy said, all striker, you don't score until you score. Remember that?
Yeah.
But like that's how it is. You got to really get something done, and like don't just be like a master of nothing and you don't kind of get nothing accomplished. It takes too long to get done. It's another thing that people don't focus enough time on. That you can start a lot of things, but if you get them done very late, also try to like keep it like this, like shorten the frame so you can have more time. Don't keep it so long and you start like a project or some work or a script or whatever. I'm just making a song, an album. You know what I mean? work, some kind of like stuff on Excel or on a spreadsheet, but you don't get it
Yes,
done.
sir.
Just work a little at a time. If it takes you some steps, it's like doing a project. I would start a project and do it little by little, or I would do it like 2 days before it was due, bro. I would draw sometimes, but guess what? I got good grades. I work very well under pressure. Last second, I am a little bit of a last second guy at times, but I can get shit done. Like I still get results. So I mean, and I got a lot better with like organizing myself, like my whole day, bro. I told you I write things down before the week before, which we'll also talk about, and which what I do for the project. I write my whole week. I plan it all out, or the important days at least.
Yes, sir. That's important, man. And if you guys have like seen the promo, you'll notice that I included that. I included a picture of like a notebook and like a pen, because jotting down your goals,
write them down. Yeah.
Yeah, and your goals definitely have to have a plan. So if you jot down a goal like I want to lose weight, okay, well, what are your action steps? Okay, I want to in the next year I want to start my business. I want to get a business off the ground. What are your action steps? You definitely have to have a plan outlined, and I think that's where a lot of people that's where I made my mistakes when I first started out a few years back writing goals. I just wrote those goals, but I noticed I never achieved anything. I achieved some here and there, but I didn't really accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish because I didn't have actionable steps, and that's important.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Hold on.
So what else you got for me, man? What else you got on that other end? Got anything else? Any some key points?
Yeah, I got some more key points. So 1 second. Let me see. Just trying to do a screenshot here. So no, just to add on to that a little before I even move to the next one, because
Okay.
Gotta kind of keep on moving on this one. But look, another thing is when you're spending time, more constructively, like you also kind of like set up time where you do like what's more important, also what you want to do, but you gotta also balance it. Like it's okay to even take a day off if you're gonna if you got a big project, but you have days in advance. This is when it gets tricky now. Now you're managing, becoming a master of your own reality, master of reality, master your own time. You know that
Sure.
that project gotta be done. It's supposed to be done in 2 days, 3 days ago. Now it's like already Wednesday. You're like, no, I gotta get it done. I won't go to a baseball game. I'm not gonna go watch my boy play basketball or go skating with my friends or even at the gun range. I'll do this. But tomorrow I could afford to take off. Or you go, all right, so you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna work enough anymore today on this project or whatever I'm working on. I'll leave it, but tomorrow I'll finish it. It's about also balancing. That's where it gets hard because the procrastination could definitely, take over. It could definitely like sometimes defeat you. So
We could definitely set in, man. There's no doubt about it.
yeah, set in. So that's that. Like I said, definitely extremely important. So far, we got waking up early or earlier. So if you get up at like 9:30, usually try to get up 8:30. If you get up at 8:30, 8 o'clock, try it for 7 sometimes, and then you can start getting up at like different times. I mean, the earlier the better. But if you get up at 8 o'clock every morning, that's pretty tough. You have a lot of time to your hands.
Yeah, you'll
Sometimes
have to.
sleep in. Just don't destroy your sleepy schedule. I actually fucked mine up one time, and not a good idea, but try to kind of fix it afterwards. And yeah, it's very important to like sleep a certain way. Definitely get a good night's sleep. Go to sleep early, get up early, and you'll accomplish a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you work like a 9 to 5, to get up a little early, get up at 6, and then like knock out whatever you got to knock out. I mean, sometimes maybe you need to get up a little earlier than that. It depends, but
yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get up early, you might as well get up early, even early than that. Do what you got to do, and then or get up and get stuff done, or the night before. And then if you're chilling, you can get up and have 3 hours. You can just relax. I mean,
yes,
you're gonna
sir.
sleep anyway. So what's the point? You're gonna sleep. You can just chill and drink coffee, take it easy, slow, and then 8 o'clock you already or 8:30 you already leave your house. 8:45 you're at your job if you're not that far. See, it's all planning out, planning in advance.
Nobody ever accomplished anything by hitting the snooze button.
Very good quote. Yo, definitely. You know what? We're gonna have some time for quotes too. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So obviously, eating healthy and working out. We talked about that. Spending time constructively. Okay. This takes us to the fourth one. We have one more as well. So the fourth one, setting goals. Setting goals for the week and carrying the tasks. And actually, we spoke about this just a little on the previous one. You mentioned something about getting stuff done, don't just start things.
Setting goals. Yeah.
So setting goals. What are your thoughts on that particular, sub, sort of like a guideline or rule?
It's kind of like I was saying, like if you're gonna set goals, definitely have actionable steps set. Like give me an example of a goal, and I'll give you some steps.
Give me one.
Like, do you have like any goals in mind?
Yeah.
Like I said, for like weight loss, you need to write how you're gonna do it. Like how you're gonna break your diet down. What is gonna be your workout plan? You gotta really take it to an actionable step, like at that type of realm. Because if you don't, I noticed from previous experience when I just write down goals, like I want to start a business. Okay, well, what actionable steps are you going to take in the next year to get there? Like, are you going to put the time in? Like, how are you going to put the time in, and where are you going to focus your energy? So, say you're a guy with a family, but like you work a lot and you want to be a better family man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to? What are you going to do to? Like, I guess, like, are you going to work less? Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to take less hours of work. You're going to stop taking overtime. What are you going to do to get to a point where you want to be, like, with your family? Like, you got to take actionable steps. And if you don't have actionable steps written down and like planned out, then you're not going to be at a spot. It's going to be very, very hard to accomplish those goals. If you just have it written down, but there's no actionable plan, there's no actionable steps, it's going to be tough. So what are your thoughts there?
Yeah. My bad. It's on my pocket.
No, you're fine.
Exactly what I was thinking, right? So now for a goal, I was thinking more like, just say like your goal of the week is to write a paper or write a blog. Then, like you said, you got to make I do like a process of, like setting it up, or it's almost like a process of elimination, but you set up what you're going to do. So first thing is do the research, get the topic, the title, get some information on it, you know what I mean? Write a rough draft, write something, just by hand, start typing it, and, so forth. For same thing for, getting work or paperwork done, or even some work, like homework or actual work, like when you're out of school, like what we do, like in the office or whatever, corporate world. That's other job tasks, like me from my job right now, from one of my home gigs I'm doing, I gotta do some small tests, watch some videos, and do small quizzes. I do about 5 a day. I could do 10 a day, but I just been also very busy. A few things happen. Again, we all human, we all slack a little, and I'm back focused on it. And I did a lot today. But again, I got up early today. I was up at like I said, like 8 something. I was up already. But the other day I got up at like 10. So today I got up 2 hours earlier, and then last week I got up at 7:35 with no one to wake me up. I just got up. My sleep left, and that's it. I was like, oh, I'm up, good. And I didn't sleep in the afternoon either. I was up all day. You have so much more time, bro. So that helps a lot,
Exactly. A lot of time to tackle all different things, man.
Yeah.
So that's important. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I think the most important thing with goals is just actionable steps. Now, say like you're gonna plan your goals out for like an entire year. That's gonna take you some time. That's gonna take hours, because you're gonna have to plan out like all your actionable steps. You're gonna have to sit down with a pen and paper and really write them out. Even weekly goals take a while. They take like at least for me, I know it takes me at least 20 minutes when I'm writing out my week, which isn't a lot of time, but it's still like it's a lot of writing to kind of get your plan.
It takes me about, just to add on to that, what you just said right now, it takes me about 15 minutes, usually about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, depending on how many goals I'm setting.
But if you're writing your goals out for an entire year, that's going to take hours.
That's a whole different step. That's a whole different topic. That's like another podcast in its own. It could be a whole topic right there.
I know I did for New Year's, and it took me like 10 pages because I had to write out actionable steps as well, and things I could refer back to throughout the year, depending on the goal. There's all different types of goals you might have. You might have a goal on how to be better financially. So maybe in terms of trying to save money, invest, you're just trying to become a little bit more savvy. You're trying to become a little bit more savvy on that end. So you got a fitness goal. You want to lose weight. You want to bulk up. Obviously, like that's in the health and wellness section. If you're a family guy and you're trying to spend more time with your family, that's more on a personal level. If you're a dude who's trying to go out and get more dates or get laid or whatever you're trying to do out there, that's going to be more on your personal life side. Like relationships. If you're trying to be a better friend, that's going to be in your friendship. It's going to be in relationships as well. Not relationships with your friends or your family. There's so many things out there. Maybe you want to dress better. Maybe you want to develop a sense of style. There's all different sections.
Yeah.
It all depends, man. It depends on what you're looking for and what you're trying to achieve. But you can really break those goals down into goals in every section, and then just remember, a year is a lot of time, so you definitely can accomplish a lot. Maybe you're trying to start a business, whatever it is, but you got to maybe you're trying to start a podcast. You got to break it down into actionable steps.
Yeah.
We'll hammer that.
Podcast.
Sir.
Yeah. No. What I was saying was, I thought we did this one kind of, and also like it takes some time, but for a whole year it's a little different. But if we're talking about months or weeks, and for a month, it's also a pretty big topic. It might take you, like you said, like 20 minutes. It can take you 45 minutes to an hour to even plan out goals for a month. But it's like some serious goals, but projects, big dates that you got to do, a certain calendar date. I mean, maybe you got something planned. I mean, like even me, I got like fights coming up, and I got things going on. So seminars maybe, definitely plan out a little small out of town trip. Look at Miami. That was a great experience for you. You planned in advance, and you set up. That was kind of a goal in its own, just to go there. It was the goal to go there to have a good time, bring back something with you, some experience. You did.
Yeah, travel is definitely another one. I know I didn't put it in my initial things, but man, how to optimize the quality of your life, dude. Traveling. Just by going to traveling places, man, especially if you can get like overseas or like say you never been to like we live on the East Coast, man. If you go to the West Coast, you can just get a sense for cultures and like other people like, and you can learn a lot of stuff, man, just by traveling. The most interesting people that I know, they're very well traveled. They're more well traveled than I am. Like they're very well traveled. I just know like people that are very interested and have a lot of stories to tell. They've traveled a lot.
Of course, that's natural, bro. And you notice that people have traveled a lot, and again, they think we're not like here to I mean, just saying this to be saying this or capping or just to raise anybody value, but people that we know that we're not gonna mention names and all that, but friends of ours that traveled and they know a lot and they've seen a lot of things, and their experience, people that are interesting and have good spirits, and also because again they appreciate the culture, they understand cultures, they've been around so much, they see a lot of sights, and they have. I mean, this is like kind of like living your best life in a way, And like you said, they have stories. They're really cool stories to tell, insight. They share a lot of things, good knowledge, because you travel. Think about this. Check this out. You're traveling somewhere. Since we're on this topic, real quick, and you go to like another another place. Now you learn a few words in his language. So now you help. So you can speak a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the people that I know that are very well traveled, they're the most open-minded people I know as well.
Exactly. Open-minded people are well traveled for sure.
Yeah, it's very easy to be very close-minded when you just stay in your hometown and you don't go anywhere, you don't travel, or like even if you do travel, you travel to the same places.
Like once in a blue, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to start traveling more. Like it's just like I just got my passport too now, so definitely that's another one. Get a passport. Like definitely learn. Excuse me. Definitely try to get out there. And if you got the money to, right now, I'm gonna tell you, flights are cheap, man. So if you guys have a little bit of extra cash and you got time off from work, just take the leap. Like just go, and even if I would even encourage, if you've already like traveled previously, travel by yourself if you feel comfortable enough. Obviously, it depends on where you're going. Obviously, some spots it depends on if you're a man or a woman, or even if you are a man or a woman, it doesn't really matter. You got to be careful. So I definitely advocate be safe.
You got to be very you got to be strategic to go out there and see everything, but enjoy yourself. And don't show it. Go with the vibes. I mean, like Miami was a great time, bro. When I went down south, I had a good time out there.
You could easily go down there you could easily go down there by yourself and have a good time.
Miami Beach is for sure, even downtown Miami.
Yes, sir. You can always have a good time, man. But yeah, I definitely advocate that. You have anything else on your end, man, or I'll add some things in if you don't.
Right, I got one more thing, bro. Just to get to the, thanks for going into that.
Come on, man.
We're going into this, and then I'm gonna let you kind of mention a few other things. I'll mention some of the stuff, and then we'll get into, like I said, slightly the other topic. We're doing okay on time. We still got a nice amount of time.
Yeah, because we'll honestly break this type of episode in probably to like another episode, maybe 2 more episodes, because there's so many things we could talk about.
We need to definitely continue.
We only have a solid 90 minutes to really talk about it. We don't want to make this a super
right. Can't make it super long, right? We got guidelines. Yes. This is YouTube now, so this is different, right? We got guidelines. YouTube and Facebook both got guidelines. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Right. I'd rather break this out. So, you go over your point right there, man, and then I'll swing back.
Like I said, man, it's all good to go, man. Everything's fine. We'll do an episode 2 and 3 potentially. Depending how this one does. The ratings are looking good. I think people are definitely gonna check this one out. But to finish off on this one, so episode, number 5. This is the last, but not the least, of course. So learn to listen more, and kind of like see what things are going on more, and kind of like talk less, especially in certain meetings or networkings when you're meeting like people that that carry certain a certain stature, so to speak, so to speak, a certain amount of of knowledge, maybe they're kind of people to know, they're respectable, they respect they also kind of look at you like, okay, maybe we can connect the network. So if you're in a business meeting, in a situation like an expo, a good scenario like that, and you make an impression, definitely listen more. But even in general, I think it's good to kind of listen more and talk less, but good to also give your insights.
Yes, sir.
And I do got one more thing as well. I think that's why I got something else as well. But do you want to add on to this a little, or should I move on?
You can keep it moving, my man.
No problem. Okay, so learn to listen more, and like I said, do more and kind of talk less. But when you're listening, you're learning, so you can also see what the intentions and all that are, all that good stuff. And
Yes, sir.
the last one, bro, also don't seek validation. You don't have to, but definitely spend time with the family. I think that's a big one. You know what I mean? Just spend time with the
That's
family,
important.
just quality time, and kind of make it all work out. Balance that out where you can still do your thing, be having some alone time, even if you live at home, you know. And if you do, it's fine. But definitely spend quality time and make sure that like you enjoy every moment, but also kind of like do your thing and be on your purpose and your grind. Because that's what a real alpha does in his grind. An alpha is not just a dude that gets girls; he's also a dude that like can get things done and goals and sits, you know, situations. It's got cards and assets and goes to places, makes money. You know, a guy that's classy, maybe wears a nice little watch, Armani watches and all that.
You can like optimize so many different facets. It's like
Still figure,
you develop a sense of style. Your car's intact. You have a sense of finance. Like where you're able to manage your money well. I would say live, act, and walk like a king, dude. So like when you're going, your walk like live, walk, and act like a king. Like have a solid, firm handshake. I was even trying to be like, roll your shoulders back, like have a stand up straight, keep your spine freaking erect, and just like a solid handshake when you're meeting people. Just with grace. It's just your posture can change a lot of how people perceive you, especially when you first walk into a room. Is very, very like important. Just in terms of your body language, confidence.
bro, but body language in a posture is very important. Definitely like.
Can you look a person in the eye, whether it be a male or female? Like if you're in a room, your energy definitely carries with you. It's a lot of times it's not what you say; it's how you say it. How do you portray it to that person?
How do you? The expression, the way you look, maybe the way like you present yourself. The way you say it with confidence. You gotta say it very. It's a very how can I say? It's also associated with like classy, presentable, good education. Being able to speak well and speak like slow and but also pronounce words firmly. A good handshake. And the way you interact with people. Little small things just you do. Maybe like little tap, a good firm handshake. Look him in the eye. Don't look down like this. Don't keep your head low. Don't do this here. Listen,
yes,
straight. Don't be all like hunching over spells disconfidence, like not unconfidence, like no confidence. But being here straight presents and projects confidence, and you're projecting that male energy as well. If you think about it, I mean, not to get too deep in this, but I mean, to be technical with a definitely, you got to really have that out there, bro. And again, there's a place to do that. There's a place to be quiet and know what you're doing and present yourself that way. Place to network. There's a way to like set up your goals. All the stuff that I was talking about earlier. Write your stuff down. Keep up with working out, and because it's your duty to be physically fit, bro. That's also number one. That's one of the first things to be an alpha. If you want to talk about alpha stuff, alpha male strategies, alpha male 101, be in shape and go to the gym. Simple as that.
Your body's your temple. Take care of it.
Your body's a temple. Take care of it. Exactly. I was gonna say it, bro. Thank you. For saying that. You know what I mean? Good thing you said it. You said it first. It's definitely what it is. You got to definitely think, ahead, because even if you stuck up a few days, and again, we'll get into the topic in a few minutes probably, but if you're gonna stick off, make sure like you're hitting some push-ups. So I mean, what does it take to do 40 push-ups before you go to sleep? Is it hard? Is it really that fucking hard? No.
No, it's not. It's definitely isn't.
Do some sit-ups, bro. So like with some of these, some bicycles. If you have like the little elliptical chair, bicycle.
If you want to hit on that real quick, I just got to step away just for 20 seconds. It's something really, really important, just for like 20 seconds.
Go ahead. 20 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll stop my video for a second. I'll be right back.
No problem. Take your time. But yeah. It's important that you stay on your purpose and do what you got to do. Don't worry about the say. Just kind of like say what you got to say and do what you got to do. Keep your success sort of private and and go for what it is your purpose is. So that's important. You need a good plan and a comfortable plan and an actionable type of plan. I think that's key, and that's key elements to reaching your full potential and becoming a better version of yourself. Also being a go-getter, a boss man, an alpha, a man that gets it done, a money maker. Everybody wants to do these things, but it takes time to master a lot of these things and to understand. Also good to have somebody to help you too. So in the meantime, I'll wait for Steve. Hang on a second. A sip of water. All right. Got mail here, paperwork and all that. Before Steve gets there. There's so much things I gotta do, so much stuff to read. You guys gotta definitely check out episode 10. It's gonna be a good one. Since we're on this topic, 10 episodes in this. This is the 9th one, but the one after this, and we already start working on it as well. See, it takes a long time to get the things ready. There you are. I was just telling the crowd, basically like it takes some time to get things done and get them up fast because we're already, remember how we talked about, we already pretty much set up for an episode 10. So this is 9. We got 9 episodes in. In the fuse will be 10. We'll have a dime in the whole YouTube, podcasting, field or in the podcasting industry game, in this game.
Yes, sir.
10 episodes, But we'll definitely talk about that towards the end of the show, before we do like the closing in, we'll talk about episode 10 a little and 11 and all that. So yeah, bro, like I was saying, I was just kind of telling the crowd before you left, I was kind of talking to, whoever's watching and all that live. So it's important, to kind of like don't care what others say. It's kind of like say what you got to say and do what you got to do and keep it pushing and stay, to yourself. Keep it also quiet. Don't post too much of your progress. Let them see as with time. Be patient, resilient, don't get too overzealous, be diligent, do things, smart. It's okay to kind of move a little militant, a little smart, but just, just it's okay to be a little private too. A lot of alpha male guys or guys are go-getters and, guys that want to make it happen. And classic guys don't have to post everything. They post not to brag, to show you the less that they do, but they don't post a lot of personal stuff, you know what I mean? Even our buddies that, a lot of our friends and business associates, they don't post like stuff that you probably shouldn't post because, there's a lot of hate out there too, bro. I'm going to keep it real. There's a lot of hate out there.
Most people that are on their grind don't really have a ton of time for social media. It just is what it is, and you'll notice it.
They'll show you something nice. That's it.
A point that I had on here as well was if you want to talk about it, get a mentor. Find someone who can mentor you. It's been around in the industry, man. Like just find someone that's humble enough to like talk to you and like, you just have to have a willingness to learn. If you're a cocky asshole, even at a young age, or if you're in business, it's going to be very hard to collaborate with people. So if you have a lot of success, my advice is stay humble. You can offer a lot to the people below you. And if you're someone who's starting out, have an open mind and a willingness to learn. That's how a lot of the great relationships are built. And when you do get mentored by someone, go into the mentorship where maybe you don't have something significant to offer at the moment, but definitely when you learn something and you start like doing well off of what that mentor said, maybe you can pay them back.
Pay them back, your partnership, over something. Be an asset to them. Be like somebody can also look forward to. Somebody can help them. You could look out for him, look out for you. Learn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a way to give back. I like that mentality. I like where we're going with this.
Right.
That's great, my man. Like I said, man. Getting a mentor, somebody to help you or somebody to put you on is extremely important. And I did mention that when you had walked away for a second. Also, keeping a good relationship with the mentor and also kind of mentoring and you actually helping some of your friends out and, meeting more people like a mentor. You have more than one, One is good, but it's always good to have more people that can show you different.
You develop a network. Huh? I said you develop a network.
Yeah, develop a network, right. The more the merrier, but definitely have like, a few, like maybe 2 or 3 good guys that you're cool with that, kind of like give you a connection and, a network and you build a network. And again, LinkedIn helps and, Facebook and some other even more professional sites,
right.
Blogs and logs and all that, login ins and programs and all.
Yeah, exactly.
But people can put you on because my neighbor, dude, he works like a doctor. He's probably he might be like a Google type of like wizard or not a guru, but somebody to understand about Google, about computers. I asked him to do the podcast and he said he would do it too, and he knows a few things, so it's all about who you know and where you know them and how you interact with them, it's important.
Right.
Worth saying, it's worth the
I agree. The other one that I have here, man, is shy away from gossip, cut the shit talk. Man, this one is so important because so many people do it. We've all been there. We've all gossiped. We've all talked shit. The thing about it is like, have you ever been around someone that all they do is whine, complain, and talk trash about other people?
That's going to happen. Yeah, I've been around people like that.
They're mentally draining. They're mentally draining because there's no positive energy coming from that person. So, we've all done it. And like, even if I ever been doing it, I had to catch myself because we've all done it. Here's my motto. Like, I don't ever advocate talking shit or gossiping, but if you can't say that, whatever you're saying to that person, don't ever, excuse my language, don't ever say it. Because if you can't say it to their face, but you're talking behind their back, that's the worst. At least if you call people out, I don't ever advocate gossiping anyway, but we all do it. It's so easy to do.
It's so easy to right. Some words you might not tell the guy, right, like that kind of way, but you rather like not really say it, but you still keep it real with them. And then you could tell them like whatever you're going to tell them, kind of say, when he's not around, you can say it to him as well. But it depends, negative or positive or just some light criticism and you to come be like, he can learn a little more, and he's just kind of speaking how it is. If you tell him a certain way,
exactly.
You gotta be well how you word, how you speak.
Yeah, because if we get caught up like, I don't know about you, but like anytime I've ever been like caught up like gossiping about someone, I go home and I feel like crap about myself. So like you like, but I think that's good because that reminds you not to do it. Like that's the thing. Like if you ever like leave a conversation, all you're doing is talking trash about someone, like you definitely don't feel you shouldn't feel good about yourself. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I know some people are worse than others. Some people do a little bit, but I know some people and like people that like I don't hang around a lot, I'll tell you that, but they're so mentally draining because all they do is complain. They're talking trash. It might not even be about somebody you know. Maybe it's just they're complaining about something political and they're just complaining and crying and they're always negative. Like everything's negative. Those type of people are very hard to be around and they're not people that I like to associate with. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, man. Especially if like you've told them like, hey, that takes a lot of balls when someone's talking trash to be like, hey, can we cool it? Like, yeah, just relax. They're not here. Like, don't talk about them because you don't really see a lot of people catch people and say that. A lot of
Right.
people
don't check people. Right. You're right. They don't. People don't get checked for that for talking trash.
Yeah, a lot of people are nervous to say that.
Friend. Yeah,
exactly. And you know what? I think just the world would be such a better place if we could just have one-on-one conversations with those people. If you don't like something that a friend's doing, have an honest conversation with them. Yeah, that's a lot harder because guess what? You got to do a sit down with them, and they might not like how you're going to take it. And that's just the absolute. You know what? But if they're a real friend, they'll think about it and they'll respect you for coming to them and saying it. If they're not a real friend, they'll say, "Well, screw you, I'm cutting you off." Well, okay, well then that's not a real friend right there. But my main point of it, shy away from gossip, try to reduce the shit talk. If you notice you're doing it, catch yourself, check yourself, and be like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm aware of it. What can I do to reduce it? Because it's going to come up no matter what. But, if you can reduce it, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Another one, I have a style one here on my notes, but I also want to kind of go into a little bit about dating here as well, because I think that's something we haven't really talked on. I would say, so in today's day and age, a lot of people, they use the word simping. I know that that's a big one, dude, and especially in like the AMS community, man. It's one that's used a lot. The word simping, just pretty much like you're being a sucker. You're a pushover,
a beta male, a loser, a sucker, whatever.
Because I don't like to use the words alpha and beta too much because I feel like they're overused. I would like if I say alpha, I would rather use like a grounded man who knows what he wants in life, and a beta male's more someone who's just a pushover. You could take advantage of them, and they're not grounded. They're not in their center. They are reactive. They allow other people's actions to kind of dictate how they kind of rule their life. So my thing on the dating one is like treat your woman like a gentleman. And a lot of people probably say, well, that's a simp move. That's this, that, and the third. If you're like, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't agree with that. You're simp shit. Hold doors for your woman. When your woman's going to the door on a date, whatever, like break the touch barrier right off the bat. Like open up the door, put your hand on their back and guide them through. Like be confident in your actions and everything else will come. Like this is definitely important because a lot of dudes will be like don't be overthinking on date. Oh, should I hold the door? Should I do this? Like, don't let what other people are going to tell you. If you listen to what other people are telling you all the time, then guess what? Then you are a simp just for listening to it. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in your actions, and don't be a pushover. You can be a good person and just not allow. If you're on a date with a woman and she disrespects you, like she's showing up like 40 minutes late to a date, or she's like being disrespectful, sitting on her phone, check her and be confident in yourself. But also be a gentleman, like going to the restaurant and stuff. If she's on her phone and stuff, you can damn well check her, but like just be confident in your actions. I feel like so many people go, oh, if you do this, like you see in AMS community, bro, how many questions are there? It like asking like, should I do this? Should I do that? It's like, dude, it's crazy. You see it all the time. They're asking questions for every actionable step on a date. You just got to do it.
Not everything needs to be asked. Like they're asking questions. If you want to be technical on that page, and I don't want to spend too much time on that page, or
not me either, man.
Right, but on that page, everything is a question about everything I mentioned should do. It's like, yo, do I do this? What she says this, what do I do? What she says, okay to a date, and I give her flowers, then she leaves me in red. What does that mean? Oh, if I came to her house too late and she's not answering the doorbell, am I in trouble? Like, come on, bro. Like, must we hold your hand for everything?
That page was supposed to be an advice page, and it kind of went the other direction. It kind of went just people like people trolling or just asking tons of questions that are just ridiculous.
Well, sure enough, or I want to fuck her tonight. Good for you, bro. You might get played too. Don't you think? Like being also understanding of these alpha male strategies and also being maybe like the best man, like you said, like what you say, the boss man, right?
Yeah, the boss man.
Right. Or an alpha, call that an opposite of beta. Again, I don't have to throw the words around.
You were saying the word I said, a grounded man.
Grounded man. Yeah. Right. Well, that too, because I like to just use the words around, but to be that, bro, it's part of things to understand that sometimes, dude, I mean, you're not always gonna get the girl that you want. If you do get her, she might have another dude she talks to, and not the only guy, and that's okay. Do what you gotta do. You find the right one, and you'll be happy. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're red pill. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're purple pill, and that's fine. But you gotta understand to be okay in your own. Like you gotta be able to make money, live on your own. Have a woman in your life, but also be okay if it doesn't work out. But before it gets too crazy, don't argue with them. Sometimes one person is right, sometimes you are right. It could be
people take dating so seriously when they go on first dates. It's
because they get too emotional and they take it too serious.
Life is a beautiful adventure. Just go out, have fun, and be confident in yourself. And if you do a lot of the things that George and I have been outlining here, like we've already been talking about, when you're on your purpose and you're on your grind and you're doing things in life that that like, or you're really, really passionate about and you feel good about yourself, guess what? It's a lot easier to project that confidence, whether you're walking into a room, whether you're on a date with a girl, you're a lot more confident in yourself. And it's easier to project it. And it shows. There's a lot of con artists out there that can fake confidence. That's obvious, but it's a lot easier if it just comes from the heart. When you're confident, you're confident. When you know you're firing on all cylinders in life, you're confident.
True.
It just is what it is. So, like I said, be confident in your decisions. Be a good guy. Like I feel like a lot of people either say you have to be the nice guy or you have to be a dickhead. Like there's a threshold in between where you're a confident dude, where you don't got to be a dickhead, but at the same time, you're not a super nice guy. You're not a people pleaser. Like honestly, I would say like
a pushover, a weirdo, a sucker. Yeah,
if you're holding doors for a woman and then she shows up like, and then she's on her phone the entire date, like, okay, and you don't check her, well, then you're simping because you're literally not standing up for your values. Stand up and value yourself, but also treat your woman right.
Yeah.
So that's my point. Like in that, I mean, dating's a whole nother one that we could talk about as well.
It's all another one, bro. I mean, if you got something else, we'll talk about the next one. But if you want to stay on this one for a quick second, about dating, sir. I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of like you kind of live and you learn and you go forward and you learn more and more, because like again, and that's the thing, which I don't get into the whole page, but I don't agree with a lot of these things. Even these guys in YouTube, sometimes I don't agree with what they say, but most of the time I would say like 97-90% of the time I'm pretty much I understand, or it makes sense at least. People don't admit it, but it makes sense. But here's the thing: I don't feel like all the people on the alpha strategy, especially young guys they're kind of killing the vibe of being an alpha and all these the whole movement. They'd be like, oh, she did this, did that. Not all women are the same. He even talks about high value women, other types of women, lower value women, low value women, somewhere in between. Women that are like both chicks are up there. That's like hard to reach. So how the movie says, like the book, bro, she's way out of your league. Well, and just again, that's what they say. There's girls who are at that level. So what you gotta do is you gotta match that. Gotta make sure they're like you're okay on your own. You're an alpha male. You make money. You're fit. You go to the gym. You're intelligent. You're cool. Most girls, if you're good looking, they'll come to you. They're not gonna like say no. But that's a whole different scenario. You know what I mean? If you do your thing, if she lets you go, she's I got somebody else. All right, you know what? You're good too. But some girls are different than others. Some girls act more, do what they do online. Some are more respectful to themselves. Some like the song WAP, some don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just body language is key, man. Status. Just how do you if you don't respect yourself, there's not going to be a woman out there that's going to respect you. And it's definitely important.
It goes both ways for men and women, but yeah, for sure, So
yeah, exactly. So I mean, you got to respect yourself. You got to be confident. And if I could give you guys another tip out there to the guys out there, and I'm sure women will appreciate this, especially if you're giving a good vibe already. Like, obviously, I'm not telling you to grope any women or I'm not saying anything by those means. So don't take it like I'm saying.
Don't take it the wrong way.
But physically escalate on a date. Start early. Like, start by giving her a hug. Start by like I said, when you're guiding her through the door, hand on the back. And you know what? A woman will, and I'm sure any woman could agree to this. You'll respond if you're feeling the guy. You're gonna respond to that in a happy, playful manner. You'll be able to tell. Like, obviously, if she's like rejects that, then that's something like you're not there yet with her. So like cool off a little bit, and then maybe like try again later. But I'm not saying like if a woman like is a clear, firm no with you and stuff. Like, I'm not telling you to like continue to escalate. But I'm just saying like a lot of dudes, they try to wait till the end of a date to like kiss a girl, like, and it's just, I feel like it's commonplace, but you definitely want to, if the mood's right and you're at the high point of the date, just go for it, make a move, like whatever, like, because it becomes real awkward if you say you didn't physically escalate the entire date, and then at the end you just go in for that like end of the date kiss or whatever. It can be very, very awkward. So just importance of physical escalation is just very, very important. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I agree with you, bro. I agree with everything what you just said, and I think that like it's all about you break the touch barrier. But if you're not there with woman yet, you just kind of chill. But at a date, you don't really show her a lot of like, to be honest, not interest. You can show her interest, but you don't show her a lot of like all the time, every focus. You kind of watch, you see what's going on a little bit, let her do some talking, and then explain to where you are and see where the chemistry and the vibe goes. If everything goes, the points connect, you might be okay. You might be able to touch her on the hand a little, like this on the shoulder, give her a little hug, play with her hair a little touch, a little light, something cool. She might give you a kiss on the cheek. You might kiss her. You might even get a little more followed. You might even get laid, the night. But that's not the point. The point is that you know how to work it out and how to make it happen. If you do, want to talk to a girl and you set up another day with her, if you dig in her and see, it's like a little easy just to sleep with a John like that because these days, it's not that hard really. But to get a second date and to respect her a little more and to see where she's coming from, and maybe you can keep her, as a friend. You can hook up with her, maybe a girlfriend eventually, whatever you want to take it. Where you decide to take it, you got to play it smooth. You got to, like I said, start with like a nice date. I don't like take her to the most expensive date the first time. I just want to make sometimes I usually pick the venue because usually you got to pick the venue. It's better if you pick the venue. Girls looking
Yeah,
me. Right. Pick not. Oh, where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Well, she'll get bored, bro.
Yeah, me either, and that's an important point too, man. I don't spend tons of money on first dates just because of the fact that if you take a girl out to an expensive dinner on a first date, not only are you spending a lot of money on a girl you might never ever see again, guys, but also you're putting a lot of pressure on the date from day one. So if you're taking her to a nice restaurant for a first date, that puts a lot of pressure. You're sitting across from one another. It's like awkward. It's expected. Another one that I used to do in the past that like obviously I try not like, especially not for a first date, movie dates, because you can't talk to the person. You can't have an honest conversation with them. It's harder to physically escalate like if you don't know the person inside of a movie theater because
it's not a place
like that date you can't really connect with someone. So it's harder, man. Like I like
unless you kind of like do a little walk with her, like romantic walk, like a river, or just like a little nice, like a little stroll, a little walk, or spin somewhere, and you have to in the same car
where you guys can hold hands, whatever, and be playful.
Right. And then you can go to like the movies. But yeah, usually movies or clubs is too loud. It's like yeah, that kills the mood a little. It's a different scenario. It's a different situation. You got to go.
Yeah.
That's for like a fourth or fifth date, not for
yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Yeah, once you get to like those portions, okay, then you can up it a little bit. I would say just do fun activities. Like in the fall, you could go to a pumpkin patch. Like if you're in the summer, for first dates, I would say like easy ones, coffee, out for one round of drinks, maybe two at the most. And then you could also just do like frozen yogurt or something. Maybe go out and get dessert or something small, where you guys can take a walk with it and stuff and escalate. It's just like it's the simple things. Like obviously, I would like in the summer, I would say a beach trip, but you would kind of have to know her a little bit more because a long car ride to the beach, especially with somebody you don't know, like a lot of girls are not gonna probably be for that because it can get you don't know the person, you don't know what they're about. You're gonna send a long car with somebody. You better know them at least a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I understand what you're saying. No, I agree. For first date, definitely like a round of drinks or two the most. A little bars to watch something, a small beer. Perhaps something. If you're gonna get something like some dinner, and you both agree to pay separately, maybe, or even if you pay for it, it's fine. But something light, very light, not like expensive as big place. A walk, you can maybe like like a nice side, just kind of like by like a bridge or something. You can kind of see a little view. Like I said, pool helps too. If she's with a friend or two, and then you have one of your friends, you kind of meet up. So it's not too awkward. It's like 3 and 3, 4 and 2, whatever the case may be. And you could go like somewhere by like a river, a little park, even a playground. Girls, I mean, sometimes even at an older age, they like to go to like a playground and go on a swing a little, chill. Some girls actually want to, they smoke, some drink, some just want to go out, and kind of have fun, go activities. Go by like a museum and just kind of walk around. You don't spend no money, only gas really, and that's it. Chilling. It's cool. It's chill.
There's always things you can do. Just gotta be a little bit creative.
Right, be creative. You're not gonna try to move her right away on some perverted weird boy shit. You chilling. You take her somewhere nice. If she's with it, she's with it. She'll talk to you and wants to move a little farther along. I mean, most guys that I know, well, they don't mind. They'll go after the girl if she gives them like the time of day and play. They whatever. smash the first night, second night. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
that's not the point, but people do though, and the people go for it. And sometimes girls are okay with it, you know. I mean, we know people have done it. Let's be real. We know about that stuff. So
Yes, sir. But I think that's important, man. Like I said, dating in itself,
very
like it could be a whole episode on it. But there's like I definitely wanted to point out the physical escalation part, just being confident. Don't let other people tell you what. Like obviously, like you know if you're being a simp, but I'm saying like people that like try to say every little thing you do is a simp. Like doing this is a simp, doing that is a simp. Like
they exaggerate. Bro, we could definitely. Me and you both know it. Let's be clear on this. They exaggerate the word, just like the word legend and goat. And I mean, listen, some people are goat. You know what I mean? Like if you're goat, if I'm a goat, you're a goat. That's cool, but you got to kind of prove it a little bit. But it's like, oh, this guy's a goat, 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 goat. Like even all right, and I'm not talking to the basketball thing. We know how we feel about this, both of us. I mean, if LeBron's a goat, but then people are like, oh, well, it's Kobe, but this guy. Well, Tim Duncan, well, Jordan was this guy. There's always debate.
There's always going to be a conversation.
Right?
I mean, there's always going to be.
There, but not everybody's a goat. Like I can't consider every like in terms of UFC fighters. Like I mean, I don't know. Like Justin Gaethje, he's not a goat. Let's not get it screwed up. He's not a goat.
And you know what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and just on the dating spot, like people simp like saying. You holding a door for someone is simp, and it's probably because they held a door for someone, and guess what? They got their fucking heart broken. But I guarantee they didn't get their heart broken because they held a door. They probably got their heart broken because they had low energy. I guarantee it. They probably didn't physically escalate. They were probably super nervous energy, and
they give them their non-sexual energy. They didn't talk to the girl enough, not enough confidence, not enough looking in the eye. When you talk to somebody, look them in the eye, see what they're, smile a little bit, ask them some questions. A girl, somebody said it before. They even said it on one of those dating sites on YouTube. A girl, bro, like a girl, you can see a girl, you can know in 20 to 25 seconds, 30 seconds of that maybe. If she's interested in you and she's no interest at all, or if she's a little interested, you can actually work with her. Some girls will play cool and play along, and you can talk to them all the time. But she'll get a number, get to talk to them, and they're like, well, my friends, I can't hear you. You check her up on her. She might let you, she might not let you. She might even start shaking her butt on you, and you might work dance with her. That's cool. It's a booty on you, but
nah.
It doesn't always work that way, bro. And that's the whole thing, bro. It all depends. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Try not to take a date too seriously. Like definitely try to have a little bit of a funny side to you. Like let loose, like a little bit of humor here and there, teasing, like even like making some jokes about yourself, some self-deprecating humor, like whatever. Like just take it light, like act like you're out with a friend, but obviously sexually escalate, but like physically escalate. But
right,
but just take it light. Like that's the thing. Like people put so much pressure on these damn things, and that's what becomes a problem. That's mainly what I would say. It's like
they simp because they want to simp. And again, if the girl has no interest in you, she won't show it to you, bro. You just go move to the next one. If you're gonna approach a girl, approach you.
A classic way to escalate, man. And I'm actually trying to start like when you're on dates, bro. Like instead of sitting across from a girl, try to like sit next to her at a restaurant. So like that way, like you can be right next to her and you guys can kind of because you know how like when most people are at restaurants, man, if there's like a big bench, you guys could sit next to one another, and when you're eating, you guys could talk and you could like I don't know, you could flirt. It's a little bit easier to like do that than when you're sitting across the table from someone.
I agree, bro. I agree. I think it's important. Very good point there. Like I said that actually, like I've done it. I've been in dates with girls, or even just been out and been a girl, and it wasn't even like really like a day, like a romantic day. Like she might like me, she might be feeling me, she might not be. I might like her too a little bit. We're cool, and we're kind of chilling. And instead of sitting like this, like like right here, I'll sit like next to her, like right here, like we're like next to each other. And of course, I'm not like extra close. I mean, I'll give some space. Some girls right away they close the gap, don't be close to you. That's how they're feeling you. Automatically broke the barriers right there. You talk, you might touch your hand a little bit, give her a little hug, you flirt, a little joke around, make her feel comfortable, and the rest of the night should go smooth. I'm not gonna say, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. And guys, don't always think about the ass, man. Think about, be smart too, because everybody can get the girls up there, but then they come and go, and that's all another topic. Once you get the girl, you're talking to her, whether you decide to, talk to her like more and keep her either, whether she's like a friend or a girlfriend, or you make her like your main one, or like a rotation thing, or just a girl you're talking to, or just a flirt, it's up to you,
Exactly.
Some girls will get the number and use as a phone buddy and sit with guys that keep girls on their phone just to kind of talk to them on the phone, but they never take it too far. And you got to do more than that if you want to buy something going out. Have a social life, but be smart about it and be on your purpose. And don't be a simp, but let's not use this word. These gotta stop, man. People are just using, oh, beta, that's simp, bro. Ha ha, look at this guy. They make that thing. A real man will stay by his woman, even if she's a man with another child. And then they make these funny memes, and it could go either way. I'm like, dude, situations like that, this guy could be a simp, but he could also be the man. He could be also an alpha. So you know what? I don't give a damn. She had a kid with another dude, but I love her too much. The other dude's nowhere to be found. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. He might be looking as a beta move, but he's not. And you could be an alpha that's got like a big heart, and he just, like likes kids a lot, and just, you know what? I'm okay with it. I just love the girl. He's got a little purple pill and very small blue pill amount in him, but he's more like red pill mostly, so he's like red, a little purple, and that's why he could be an alpha. Let's not misuse his words. These young boys are so confused and so out of it. I'm like, I give up, bro. That's why I barely post there, dude. I don't start. I comment still here, Nick, and fun. But
yeah, that's a whole conversation for another day, man. Those people are just, it's crazy.
Let's not get into that. That's a whole other. That's another we can talk about. But dating is important to know about dating, but not to misconstrue with like alpha male strategies. I mean, we call them more from Virginia, but it's actually another name he talks about. But even Mr. Get It Right.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're running up kind of against it. We are at like the hour and a half minute. On my phone, I'm seeing an hour and 34 minutes at this point. I think we hit on a lot of stuff. Like I said, we can continue this in like some future episodes because there's so many things.
Yeah, we can. Okay, let me see. Before we even really start to kind of take it down, let's we got like a few more minutes, right?
Yeah, we can do like 5 minutes before we close out. What I would say is like I think we talked about a lot of stuff as a recap. I think we had some good internal points, also physical points in terms of monetary, like budgeting, like having a sense of physical wellness, and then like also dating we hit on as well. A lot of internal stuff. I thought some good stuff, and I am in the next hour. Like once we finish up the podcast in about an hour, like within the next hour, I will definitely drop links to all the stuff I talked about, about the protein shakes and like different links to like different things. I'll definitely link them down below in the description so you guys can see them. But if we want to wrap up in like the next 5, I guess, do you want to talk about, was there anything you wanted to talk about just kind of going on in the world, like outside of this?
Thanks, bro. So before I move on to that, because actually I want to talk about that as well a little bit. I think we kind of mentioned a lot of the main points. We said get a mentor, be smart what you're doing, save money. And we kind of mentioned the second topic a little too, the subtopic, which was how to stay so, like on your feet on holidays, well, how to stay, your purpose. Again, keep your agenda. Just don't think like a holiday, think of it as a holiday, but life kind of goes on. So write your stuff out, plan your day, go to the gym a little bit, work out at home, get a run in, go to the store, do what you got to get, do things when it's done. It's also about doing things at the right timing. That's really important. And we didn't talk about that earlier, but that's another thing. Do them, not only conserve time and use time constructively, but usually, at the right time, do things when it should be done. Like try not to eat too late or don't sleep too much on a weekend at like 4 or 5, sleep at like 2:30 to 3 if you want to sleep. And I don't sleep on weekends much because I usually get up a little later sometimes. I usually, during the week, I'll get up early and I might nap a little in the afternoon, a small nap. I take small naps in the day, but sometimes I don't, so I'm up all day.
Cool, man.
Yeah. What about
anything
you?
Like, what's that?
What about you? Do you what are some your ways to stay kind of in shape or stay up on the holidays? Just keep working out and staying focused.
Yeah, just have like that type of like in terms of like, are you talking about like in terms of sleep schedule? Like
sleep schedule, time, and just to get things done, whatever is important to you,
Yeah, you just need to find that internally and you need to really just like do a deep dive. It's like it might not always be easy, but it's like, yeah, definitely a mentor helps, having accountability, having someone there to hold yourself accountable, staying away from your addictions. I would say we're waking up early. I wake up early on the weekends no matter what, but that's kind of something that I kind of built up with. Like there's some days where I sleep in a little bit, but I never sleep in like, I try not to ever sleep in past 10 o'clock on the weekends. I'm usually, there's some weekends where I'm up earlier than others, but I just try to stay with that. But it's important to keep a sleep schedule, obviously on point. Sleep is important, and just it's not about the motivation, it's about the discipline, and that's the key. Staying disciplined.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything like just kind of going on in the world that you want to wrap up or anything? Like I think we definitely hit some good points tonight. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there. We can't elaborate on it all. We're at about an hour and 35 minutes now, and we've already haven't even broke to like a third of what we could have talked about.
Barely scratched the surface, right? But there's a lot of stuff.
This will definitely have to be broken up into segments. So this was episode 9. Maybe we could do it as part 1 of what we're talking about here. We might be 3-part episode eventually. We'll down the line, and maybe we can bring other people.
We'll continue some stuff on episode 10, probably some insights, and we'll do part 2 and 3 on say episode like 13, 14, whatever, because we have 11.
We'll bring some friends in so we have more perspectives on this as well, which is good. Yeah, man. So I think we were good on that. And to anybody out there, I do realize that the YouTube comments for some reason are turned off. I did not notice that. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to figure out why. But if you guys do see something you like, comment on our Facebook page. I do got the link down below. So we don't have any active comments because unfortunately, for some reason, the YouTube comments are turned off. I just created this channel not too long ago, so
we'll get it. We'll enable them because if they're disabled, you got to enable.
Yeah, for future episodes, we'll make sure that they're enabled. For some reason, I don't know why. Seeing it from the YouTube page, it says comments are turned off. Learn why, and you can't really turn them on in the middle of this. So at least not from what I see. So
it's okay. People can always go back and watch the video the next day, so it's all good.
And comment down below. Yeah, we always encourage the comments, guys. Yeah. Even if you don't want to comment, maybe you want to PM us, personal message us, DM us, personal message us, whatever you got to do. And if you ever want to be on future episodes, let us know. As always, like the page, tell your friends if you see stuff you like, and definitely let them in. On that note, as we kind of go out from the topic, and we'll make it another part episode for future ones. Anything else kind of going on? I know we got the presidential elections. I don't want to talk too much political, but I definitely think it's an important fact to talk about right now, maybe just for a couple minutes before we head out.
Yeah. I mean, as far as in the world, bro, a lot of things are going on. Just, of course, always, COVID and numbers going up and down, there might be another way, there might not. It's kind of like somewhere in there, but I think we're a little more aware this time. So that's one thing that's probably better off than it was like last year. Although COVID started like late November, but it didn't come to America until by March, maybe like February, March. But so that's one thing. And then, of course, it got crazy in the summer. The elections, just passed. I mean, we'll kind of like in the next few days, we'll know who won. I mean, it's pretty close. People are going crazy on that. Memes everywhere. Trump, Biden, this and that. This guy, that
yeah,
guy.
They're saying they're going to challenge the election and all that on the Trump
election. Trump wants to be done.
It's crazy. I don't think I've seen an election any crazier than what's going on now, especially with all these mail-in ballots. How it's taken forever too.
Well, because of COVID, it's a little different. But the 20 years ago, the Bush and the Al Gore thing was pretty tough. But it wasn't like this though.
Yeah, it was in the top 3 most closest elections of all time. I think the Al Gore one was number 3.
Yeah,
there were ones like from the 1800s.
Which one was number 2?
There were ones from like the 1800s that were like real close. But you know what? In the most recent years, the Al Gore one was obviously the closest in like recent years. Other ones were from like 150 years ago.
That's too long.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that one was close. I think Bush won by 5 votes. I think it was like 270. I believe it was like 271 to like 260. It
was very close.
6 or 267, something like that, or 265 maybe. I forget what it was, but it was real close. They demanded a recount there too, and they still found out that Bush was victorious. But this Trump one seems like it's going to be worse, man, because he's threatening the Supreme Courts and all that, man. We'll see what happens. They're claiming a lot of voter fraud and stuff, but we don't really know all the details at this point. But it's interesting, man. It's like a circus kind of going on. We don't really know what's going to happen, man. It's up and down, and the fate of our country might hang in the balance.
Right. What's going to happen? Well, we can praise for the best. I mean, I think it'll be okay either way. I mean, honestly, but we did.
You're gonna have to get up and do what you got to do every day anyway. Like I feel like a lot of people are very, very nervous, and rightfully so. But some people are so nervous to the point where they act like their life is going to end no matter who gets elected. I'm like, it's not necessarily true. I mean,
you're overthinking it. People are overthinking it. Let's be real.
I do understand that, like, obviously having certain presidents do like change your way of life somewhat, but it's
more than others,
Yeah. So. I know a lot of people, and I try to be sympathetic to it as well, because I know a lot of people are very, very nervous. This is like a nervous, I'd say, time for a lot of people, but it's crazy. If anybody ever needs to talk out there, feel free to reach out, and me and George can definitely see if we can help talk to you. If you ever have something to talk about, because this is like, obviously, I do understand that this is it's a crazy time.
No, for sure, bro. And other things on the news. I mean, just a lot of BS going on. Violence and all that. I mean, some protesters. Again, I don't talk too much politics, but some clash. I seen something in IG where the 2 women or a couple. Apparently, they're Trump supporters, but they just label them that way. But it could just be people that happen to support Trump that are a little crazy. They're talking crap to some girl over the window. They're saying, "Come on, mother, F, you know what?" And they're saying, "Come out here." She said, "I don't come out because then you guys will jump me." She's like, "Look at what you guys are doing. You just bullying a younger girl," or just a girl, because there's a couple girls too, but it's mostly guys. And the guy's like, "Come on now." She's like, "Yeah, bro, really? You want to, argue like a 20-year-old woman?" So some weird shit right now. Fucker.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
What can I say? Other than that, I mean, movie music wise and all that, it seems like the movie theaters are kind of reopening. A lot of movies are coming out later this year and next year and or coming out right now because with the quarantine kind of being somewhat over and being careful. I mean, sport events are going on. The movie industry is kind of back, and a lot of things are back to how they were, but it's not a lot of audiences. People are still wearing masks. It's not a lot of events going on, and Made in America got canceled. Coachella got canceled, but we already knew this because of COVID. So it's been going on.
Yeah, exactly. That's something that's definitely been going on for a while.
Yeah, we got the NBA started, and then the NFL and all that. But again, no audience.
Well, the NBA will be starting back up in December, I believe, and the NFL's going well. We're about halfway through the season in the NFL. NHL will be back soon as well. Yeah, man. Sports-wise, right now we kind of just got the NFL, but obviously soccer as well, right? Soccer's so.
And UFC, of course, and MMA and boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more than that, but I mean NFL. There's no NHL because obviously it's over. Baseball's also over. So NFL, the NBA should have started technically, but it's going to be about a month and a half delayed.
Yeah, I did hear one of the Eagles players. They didn't release who yet, but one of the Eagles players, he got COVID. I don't know who yet though.
Oh, he got caught. I thought he got cut. He got COVID. Oh,
no, COVID. Yeah. So at least since before we did the podcast, they hadn't released it yet. I'm not really up to date on my research on that yet.
I heard a lot about that. And the crazy thing was. So Cristiano Ronaldo just came back to Italy to play for Juventus for his club, and he had COVID, and he's one of the most known, the highest paid athlete in the world, and one of the biggest stars. Him, Ibrahimovic, of course, Mayweather and McGregor, but he's definitely one of the main ones. He's also met cool Khabib, another top athlete, and they're also saying Khabib might have not retired. He might come back. So for those that watch UFC, that want to know about the UFC, there's some fights coming up. Khabib might come back. He's not exactly retired, but that's what he thought. Anderson retired recently, went out with a loss, but he did pretty good in the fight. So after the point, he went out with a bang. A little sad ending, but one of the greatest of all time.
Exactly.
Khabib might come back. You know what I mean, bro? They want to make Khabib GSP or Khabib Tony, perhaps Tony Ferguson, which will be a great fight in my opinion. So that right there, that's something else going on. Of course, Khabib and John Jones are going back and forth. Not so much Khabib, but these Khabib's fans and John Jones really are going back and forth with the whole, well, I'm the GOAT argument. And, I get it. I don't want to get into this too much. I already stated, who I think
exactly
the GOAT is, or,
yeah, it is
one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Right now, John Jones is in the conversation. Khabib is a pound for pound, but GOAT and pound for pound are not necessarily the same thing. They're similar, but don't confuse them always. Pound for pound could be right now because you're more active. The GOAT could be from 2 years ago, from 10 years ago, from all time. It could be, it could be anything. The GOAT, like the greatest.
Exactly.
Not just a GOAT, because again, it's a misused word. There's a lot of greatest of all times, but only one is the greatest, So if we're talking the greatest, is
exactly. There's only one GOAT, man.
Right, there's only one GOAT. But if we're talking about a lot of greats, other GOATs or just greats, not greatest of all time, perhaps just greats, then
Exactly. Who knows, man?
Yeah. So anyway,
a lot of stuff, dude. So it's mainly just sports, and I know the presidential elections was a lot on people's minds. That's why I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I know.
Anything else big that happened? I think. Let me see. Oh, Sean Connery died.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
James Bond, one of the better James Bonds ever. I mean, rest in peace there. Also, this big time Italian actor who was the voice of the genie from Aladdin, Italian. He's got him Gigi Proietti died as well. Also big time. Speaking of Sean Connery, he was about 80. Sean Connery's like 90. They're both up there. Both two big actors. Both died. I don't think it's COVID related, so let's not confuse that. But it was just probably old age. But Sean Connery's up there. He was old.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I don't know about any movies that are coming out, exciting movies, but just same old.
Exactly. But man, yeah, I think that's mainly kind of what's going on. It's just like it's a crazy time. We'll probably have a new president next week.
A lot of TV shows. We'll have a new president next week. Taxes won't go up right away. People are endorsing different presidents. Oh yeah, Trump and Lewin had a picture together. Big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Who cares, really?
Funny stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
come back to the NBA. Hopefully, there's no more stoppages and all that because there's a lot going on.
No.
There's riots in Philly, but that's I don't know. They're slowing down. The riots in Philly are slowing down from last
week. Man. Yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah, but also happy belated birthday, bro. I forgot to tell you. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
After Miami, yeah.
Sir, thank you. Appreciate that, bro.
Celebrate for fun.
Oh man. So yeah, exciting things on the horizon, man. Episode 10 and 11 should be freaking exciting.
Oh, they're gonna be fire. I already know. 11 is definitely gonna be fire, and 10 is gonna be very great and very unique and symbolic. I already mentioned, and it's gonna be lit, bro. It's gonna be another fire episode. Today was definitely a great one so far. I feel like today was a really good one. It was fire. I mean, we did a lot.
Yeah, I liked it, dude. We're at about an hour and 45 minutes, so Yeah, man. Like, but I think this was a good one, man. I tried to be as informative as I could, and I tried to hint on things that I thought were very important yet would appeal to our audience. But like I said, there's just so much to talk about. We can go into so many other
there's
stuff.
more. We're gonna have more parts to this
Yeah,
topic. We're gonna have episode. Part 2 and 3. So in a couple of episodes, we're trying to be very time slotted, guys. And if you guys are watching out there, we have guests. Again, there's been a few guests so far. We'll make it where we have a guest almost every other week. But for right now, it's gonna be me and you, and goes like a blog/show episode. That's what this
exactly.
episode. This podcast is set up like. But we're working on things, guys. Don't worry. Have patience now. Me and Steve are doing some good things here, and it's also a pleasure to be with you, bro, to talk about the stuff. And
pleasure being with you as well, man. And as always, guys, like if you like what you see, comment down below, hit that like button. Refer us to other people. Tell them to request to join the page.
Join the page.
Bring them in.
Some guys, info, some
exactly.
Invitation.
I guess if there's nothing else, I'm Steve, and you're George. I'm Steve. George, like an outro. Like I'm Steve. I'm George. Like it's like something like that. And
yeah, man, good shit.
It's Locked In Podcast episode 9, guys. Definitely great to be with you guys.
Real quick, bro, before I let you go, promote your page real quick, just like because it's also some new audience. So what's your IG and your Facebook, if you real quick?
My IG is UshmanUSHMAN 4503 for IG, and you're GMac88, I believe.
GMac88 and George Mechai MECAJ for Facebook. Mechai 88 also for Twitter, which I don't go often. I'm everything, IG, Twitter, all that, Snapchat. Also George Mechai as well for LinkedIn. You also have a LinkedIn, Steve. I think you are connected on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think so. We might be.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, man. Like if nothing else,
Steve Oxford, right?
Yeah, it's just my name.
Okay.
So yeah, guys. Like always, it was great being with you, man. It was great collaborating, and I thought this was a good one, dude. I think it's one of our best ones yet.
I think it's the best one to come, bro. Maybe not the best ever yet, but it's been 9. So we done 9. That's a 10. We're about to be a whole decade, a whole 10 episodes in the show.
10's gonna be special. I'm excited for it.
In episodes, it's gonna be a very special one. We talked about it. We'll be promoting 10, but we'll leave it for this week. And me and you actually, to be fair enough, not to give them too much, but just a little sample that we already have started working on 10, and we already have some stuff cooked up. I got notes already on 10. I know what we're talking about. It's gonna be a little symbolic, and we'll mention a few things we talked about in previous episodes, and it'll be a very good one. You guys should tune in, and we're excited to have you guys. And don't worry about that, because we'll enable the comment section. If you guys want to flock with comments or write some stuff or ask us what to talk about and feedback, we can write in the comments after you enable it, Steve. We should take you, maybe a day or so, which is not a big deal, a couple hours maybe.
Yeah, man.
Good episode, good flow, good vibe. I liked it. Definitely informative. I hope you guys were somewhat enlightened. Whoever watched it, you guys, liked it.
Engaged, right?
I'm George M. My man Steve.
I'm Steve.
AKG Money. School Steve.
And this is the Locked In Podcast.
Locked In Podcast. Hey,
Locked In. Yeah.
Feels, bro. That's what's up. All right, man. It was good talking to you.
As always, it's great to be with you guys. Everybody out there, have a great night. George, you as well. Have a great night, man. I'm sure I'll talk to you this weekend, dude, and we'll collaborate a little bit further. Like I said to everybody out there, I will drop links in the next hour. I'll definitely drop links to some of the things I talked about throughout the podcast, so you guys can see. That should be on the Facebook page. I'll comment it underneath the video, and I'll probably comment on the YouTube page as well. But guys, if there's nothing else, you guys all have a great night. We look forward to seeing you guys in episode 10.
Subscribe. Yep. See you episode 10. Have a good night. All right.
Have a good night, my man.
All right.